Yo, what's going on, gang? We're gonna do a little bit of maintenance on the car that requires maintenance. What kind of maintenance, might you ask? Well, we're gonna do some fluid swaps. I haven't changed the engine oil since last year, and with the transmission, I did replace the transmission fluid, but it's actually almost kind of grinding into it, like a kind of noise when the transmission's cold. So I got this Motorcraft. Apparently this is the unicorn juice that a lot of Miata guys go for. It's controversial. Some people are saying this stuff, other people are saying other stuff, but this is what I went for because it was locally available to me, like 2 seconds away from my work. So readily available, I was able to get it immediately. And now I've got the fluids. Nice. As you can see, I got the valve cover powder coated a nice green color, and I did the same with the roll bar, and I got 2 sway bars sitting in the back of the shop that are gonna go on this car as well. I just need to get new bushings for them. But let's get the oil changed. All right, so put the new one on. Good to go. Let's get the filter out. Sweet, oil's out, filter's in. Let's get that transmission fluid changed. Fun. All right, now this is where you're about to find out if the previous mechanic of the car hates you. You're gonna wanna grab, if you're lucky, you can get away with channel locks, but you'll usually need a decent size adjustable wrench. There is a square bolt on the side of this transmission somewhere. I think it must be on the other side. You're gonna need these to get it off. There's a special tool you can use, but if you're lucky, you can get away with these without stripping anything. And always make sure that your fill bolt comes out before your drain bolt, because if you drain out all your transmission fluid and your fill bolt is seized, you're not going anywhere. If you're wondering where that is, it's right up next to your header. It's even hard for me to see, but with the way my exhaust is set up, I don't know if it's like this from the factory, but you're able to just get your wrench in underneath it to break that loose. Oh man, something sharp is in my shirt, or it's on my back. Oh, no problem, just a piece of metal. Oh, there's a bunch of pieces of metal I'm laying on. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just laying on metal. That's not good. Okay, so if you're wondering, it's a 24mm bolt that holds your oil transmission fluid stuff in, assuming that your shit is factory. Oh, I did not get a crush thing for this either. I did not think of that. Now, one thing that I did mess up on is that I can't find this little pump thing I have to put into the bottle and then feed it into the transmission. So I'm gonna have to very painstakingly take this, fill it up, put it in the transmission, fill it up, put it in the transmission. So I'm gonna be here for a few minutes. On the bright side, I was able to get the car up a little bit higher, and I got a bit more space to work with. Basically, the amount of transmission fluid that you want is until you start to see the fill hole leak over, and then you just put the fill plug back on it, and she's full. All right, the filters have been filtered, and by filters, I mean filter. Oil's been oiled. We're gonna jam the passenger seat back into it, and I remember now, I gotta do the battery tie down, because that's kind of dangerous. I didn't know how to figure it out beforehand, and now I've got a solution. Check it out. Okay, so my temporary solution at the time was I flip this mount here. I flip this mount backwards, which is what it is right now, because I'm running a larger battery than stock. Not that it like gives me any real gains. It's an AGM battery. I don't know my batteries. It's the battery that won't have your acids kind of sloshing from one side to the other as you're under G-forces. Also, this used to be an L bracket here, and now I just cut it off and I bolted it down tightly so that way the battery won't really go anywhere, but if I do hit a bump, it can still lift. So my plan is, I'm just gonna drill a hole right in that little metal piece there. I got a little battery tie down, I'll hook it into that, and it should be good to go. Let's try it out. All right, so I had to go back and do it over a little bit, but I probably will just have to cut these down a few times to make sure it wouldn't touch the quarter panel. And yeah, like it moves slightly, but it's locked here, it's locked on both sides, and of course it's not gonna go any further that way, and it's not gonna jump out of the area that it's in because it's down snug here. So I would say battery tie down, reasonably successful. On to the next. All right. So now I'm going to try to jam the carpet back into the car and just kind of place things down, get a razor blade, and try to cut the carpet so that way it looks half decent and it'll cover up all the butchery I did getting the car to fit the roll bar. It's not a terrible job, but it's definitely not the best job. Let's see how that goes. Hey, thank you so much for sticking around and watching so far. It actually means more than you think it does. I'm debating on doing a video of myself and the car and kind of like what they mean to me and all that kind of stuff, just like my friend Haley and her Volkswagen Rabbit when she had that. So that way, when I do more of those style videos with other people, I'm a little bit better equipped in terms of like editing or figuring out what kind of shots I want to take to do that style of video. I think the hard top is here to stay. The soft top on this thing is not in the best shape, and what I've learned with this particular row bar is that it does not like hard tops. I could hear the fiberglass crunch a little bit when I tighten down the latches. I don't know what brand it is. It might be like a one-off, or it might be just an older brand that's not around anymore. I've really been struggling to find this on Google in terms of the shape of the bar and the different kind of the design that is specific to this bar. I can't find it online. I found a similar bar in a forum post from years ago, but it's not this, so that doesn't really count for me. So videos that I still need to do for this is we're gonna be making a custom splitter for this car. If you're curious on how to do that, it's not really gonna be a write-up on like, here's how to do this, but it'll give you a bit better of an idea on how to go about it. So we'll be making a custom splitter for the car. I think I'm just gonna do a driver's side Sparco seat this time around and keep the stock for the passenger side. That way my passengers will be a lot more comfortable, and you know, this is a street legal car, so it's obviously gonna be seeing the street significantly more than it's gonna be on the track. Worst case, whoever is in the passenger seat who's on the track with me, you're gonna have to hold on more than normal, I guess. So thank you so much for watching. I do want to do more videos this summer, and especially with my my new equipment that I have for filming and such. It's nothing crazy. I've actually downsized quite a bit in the amount of equipment I have, even though it wasn't a lot in the first place. It's not going to be annoying for me to, you know, grab my stuff, go out if I want to film something. And with this particular camera, I can kind of take it anywhere, and I'm not in people's faces with a huge setup. If you have any suggestions of what I should do or what I could do, I do have a few more things that I'd like to do to the car that I can't think of off the top of my head. Let me know in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Dislike the video if you don't like it. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.